American Broadcasting Company, ABC.
Coming up, we'll look at the survivors of yesterday's killer tornado.
And we'll tell you what the next step you should make after making sure your family is okay after a catastrophe.
Stay with us. 13 Eyewitness News is next.
Hey, this city is unique. Memphis has things other cities would love to have, like Northwest Airlines. Northwest made Memphis a major hub airport. They became a big part of our great city, and now they're adding more jobs and a new schedule with better times and connections. Hey, they even serve Memphis' finest on board. It's a Memphian not to fly Northwest. Northwest is for Memphis, so Northwest is for me.
Some people don't know how to fly, yeah.
Exclusively at Richwell Bassett Gallery, the beauty and elegance of fine traditional home furnishing, to be cherished for generations. The Eden House Collection, Bassett's most popular collection from an era of romance and beauty. Beautiful cherry, and now after much demand, oak. From bedroom, dining room to home entertainment centers, it's all here. Why wait? Entertain in style this holiday season. Plus, for a limited time, no payments or interest for 1 full year. 6 convenient locations. There's one near you.
A mother and her son are killed, but the woman responsible never spends a day in prison. A teenager is brutally beaten to death, but the killer is already up for parole. A woman is raped and murdered. 17 years later, her convicted killer gets a new trial.
You're being forced to relive a nightmare.
Have we been betrayed by the system? Rob Sawyer investigates Injustice for All, an Eyewitness Extra live at 6 on Channel 13. Live from WHBQ-TV Channel 13, Claudia Barr, Byron Day, meteorologist Jim Jaggers, Ron Savage Sports. This is 13 Eyewitness News, live at 10.
West Memphis workers sift through the rubble left after yesterday's tornado.
But our top story at 10, Germantown is digging out. Hi again, everybody. I'm Byron Day.
And I'm Claudia Barr. One day after a deadly twister devastates an upscale neighborhood, residents are putting their lives back together.
From ground level, it looks like a pretty tough job. But from high above, it appears to be impossible. Now, as we flew over the area this afternoon, it was hard to believe only 3 people were killed when that twister came roaring through the Dogwood Grove subdivision Sunday afternoon. Earlier this morning, the bodies of Elijah Hewitt and 11-year-old Nicholas Person were removed from the same house on Gotten Way that had collapsed on Walter Person. But amid all the tragedy, there were miracles.
Really, it's a neighborhood full of miracles, and Bob Sharp's story will be talked about for a long time. This is what is left of his house. Sunday afternoon, it fell in on him.
Got real quiet, rain stopped for a couple of seconds, and nothing happened, and then it got real loud again, and then the whole house just collapsed on me like a house of cards just coming down. And it was eerily quiet, because I would have thought a house coming down would have made so much more noise.
Dazed and injured, Bob clawed his way out of the debris, then tried to help his new neighbor, Walter Person. But it was already too late. Mike Johnson and his family were on the way back from Arkansas. They'd heard a twister had hit their house, but had no idea what they would find.
You look around, houses all around us are just to the slab and are still standing. I mean, we have some pretty good damage, but to still be standing, we're pretty thankful about that.
Late this afternoon, we found Kathy Walker picking through and packing up what was left of her house. She says it's tough, emotional work.
You work for a little while and you cry for a little while, and you just, you know, something you have to take one step at a time. I don't think it's anything you can say, well, I'm going to do this step and this step and this step. You just have to go one day at a time.
Well, to give you an idea of the spirit of the people there, Bob Sharp told me he looked on this tragedy as an opportunity to start all over again. Claudia?
Now, the damage estimate for those Germantown homes is now between $25 and $30 million. That was the word this afternoon from the mayor of Germantown during a news conference. As many as 28 homes are totaled, 50 to 60 heavily damaged, and possibly 200 with some type of damage. Also, the damage at Houston High School is estimated at $1 million.
But I was hoping
that we could have a situation where we could maybe miss a week of school and reopen on the campus of Houston High School next Monday, but that's not possible. The damage is too intense.
Houston High School, which has more than 1,800 students, is out until further notice because of the damage. School administrators are hoping to announce a plan tomorrow for classes in other locations. The earliest date for reopening Houston High will be January 4th. Houston Middle School will also be closed tomorrow, but it's hoped the school will reopen sometime this week. Evangelical Christian School at Dogwood will also be closed tomorrow. Farmington Elementary and Dogwood Elementary were closed today, but both schools will be open tomorrow.
Well, Claudia, there are a lot of new homes in the Dogwood Grove subdivision that are open to the elements, that is. Now, many now either have gaping holes in their roofs or no roof at all. Now, because the subdivision is being built in phases with a lot of homes still under construction, builders and roofers will have to start all over again. It's all gone.
Yeah, it is bad. I really hate to see it. We have a builder that's a real close personal friend also, and his house is just destroyed too. You know, but this is bad. I hate to have to come back and redo them all now, but we're going to have to.
Authorities tell us the homes in that exclusive subdivision start around $250,000. That means insurance companies will have to be paying some pretty hefty sums to rebuild. Our Lauren Williams was in Germantown today as the insurance adjusters were making their rounds.
The tornado that swept through Germantown is being compared by some to the likes of a hurricane like Hugo in South Carolina.
It did not hit as big an area, but the destruction it did to this area in particular it's worse than I saw there. You know, there is more widespread, but just the sheer demolition of homes, you didn't see that as often.
Jeff Floyd joined the flood of insurance adjusters making their way through the wreckage the day after. Those hit hardest by the tornado are first priority. In disasters like this, the first order of business is to help victims find temporary housing. Then comes the task of sorting through the debris to come up with an estimate of the damage.
We'll probably spend the next several weeks working with the homeowners, with their contractors, trying to sort everything out and get them restored back to where they were before this all happened.
300 homes in this area received some sort of structural damage. Now, homes like this one with red tags on them are deemed uninhabitable, at least for the time being. Other homes with green tags are safe to go into, and those with yellow tags are questionable. Dave Crawford's home has a yellow tag. He, his wife, and 2 children moved in the home last July. They hid in the bathroom during the tornado.
All that matters is we were safe and sound, and the house is either going to be fixed or torn down, and we'll find someplace else.
Insurance adjusters we talked to today say homeowners should take a few simple steps when disaster strikes. Secure your home to keep it safe. Keep any receipts you have in doing so. Secure irreplaceable items like pictures as soon as possible. Then contact your agent. And finally, be patient. There are a lot of people in natural disasters who need help. Lauren Williams, 13 Eyewitness News.
Lauren also says it's a good idea to go over your insurance policy thoroughly. The State Department of Commerce and Insurance says in situations like this, insurance companies should respond pretty quickly, within 2 to 3 weeks. Now, if not, you might want to call the Insurance Division of the Department of Commerce and Insurance. Here are a couple of numbers to pass along. In Memphis, call this number, 901-543-7290. In Nashville, call the bottom number, 615-741-2176.
Governor-elect Don Sundquist says when it comes to state aid for disaster victims, there may need to be some changes. Sundquist surveyed the damage in Germantown this afternoon. He's responded to the fact that there may be no state disaster assistance available to tornado victims who are insured.
And somehow we have to look at our whole procedures, all of them, to see that the laws are reflective of the needs. And I know that's true federally, and if it's true with the state, we're going to look at that as well.
Sundquist broke away from his statewide thank you tour to visit Germantown, along with Shelby County Mayor Jim Rouse. Some church members feel blessed, even though the twister caused heavy damage to their church. Grace Evangelical suffered major structural damage. 2 trailers next to the building were destroyed after being slammed into the church, and the roof over the sanctuary was blown off.
We feel very blessed. If this had been just several hours earlier, there would have been over 500 people in the sanctuary, not to mention, several hundred more in the Sunday school classrooms.
Now, the church building is less than a year old. Services have only been there since February.
Memphis Light Gas and Water crews working through the night to get electricity back on. More than 2,000 homes in Germantown remain in the dark tonight following that storm that knocked down dozens of power lines. MLG&W hopes to have most of the power restored sometime this weekend. Across the river, several apartments in a West Memphis complex will need extensive repairs after being caught in the eye of yesterday's storm. The roof was ripped off the building when the storm hit around 2:30 yesterday afternoon. Now, many people living in those apartments have found temporary housing elsewhere. Damage is estimated in the thousands of dollars, but there's no word on how long it will take for all the repairs to be made.
Tonight, emergency crews are working in West Memphis to restore power to homes and board up broken doors and windows as a result of yesterday's tornado. The cleanup effort started early this morning as city maintenance crews cleared debris from sidewalks and streets. Many tornado victims won't be back in their homes for quite a while, but one West Memphis family says they're grateful to be holding their little boy tonight. 2-year-old Zachary Barr was standing in his bedroom when the roof collapsed.
His room was hit the hardest of all, and he was just standing right in the middle of it. No hurt. He wasn't hurt at all. Oh, yeah. He had a couple of nicks and everything, but he was fine. He was shaking real bad because he was real scared, but other than that, everything turned out fine.
Utility crews will be out first thing tomorrow morning to continue the cleanup effort. City officials estimate damage to property in West Memphis to be close to $3 million. Figures released tonight show more than 40 businesses, 30 homes, and dozens of apartments were damaged.
The Red Cross estimates it will spend almost $20,000 just providing meals and other assistance to tornado victims. Now, if you'd like to help, donations can be sent to the American Red Cross, the Mid-South Chapter, 1400 Central Avenue, Memphis 38104. Checks, by the way, can be made out to the Red Cross Disaster Fund. And watching them work up close one more time, Claudia, and you know they're doing a super job out there in Germantown and also in West Memphis.
Yes, they do. Well, coming up, a notorious serial killer is given